Recently, about a few weeks ago, Senator Nwaebonyi suggested to the Senate President Akpabio, that the shanties close to the airport should be destroyed because the sight from up above when the plane is landing, it's not pleasant. Guess what? Nigerians went ahead to dig pictures of his village to show him that even your village does not even look better than those shanties. You guys, you cannot imagine, the kind of pictures that netizens and Nigerians came up with. You can tell that even Senator Nwaebonyi'S village is worse off than those shanties he was talking about. Those shanties, he said, looks unpleasant from up above when the plane is about to land. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button down below. Also leave your opinions in the comment section below. Netizens have dug up pictures of a dilapidated village of a senator representing Ebonyi North Senatorial District, Onyekachi Nwaebonyi, after he called for the relocation of old buildings in the communities around the Abuja International Airport. Senator Nwaebonyi, who is the Deputy Chief Whip of the Senate, had made the call during plenary when he called on the National Assembly to mandate the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, to demolish the old buildings around the airport as they were an eyesore and do not befit the status of a federal capital. While presenting the bill, Nwaebonyi said he wanted the vicinity around the airport to witness the total infrastructural transformation that is going on in the FCT. I want the FCT minister to extend his development of the FCT within the surroundings of Abuja Airport, he said. If you are descending into the airport, the type of infrastructure within the environs does not represent a good image of Nigeria, and I think that the FCT minister should capture that in his next budget to either relocate the inhabitants or renew the area, because the buildings in the community are the mirror of a country. As you descend into the Abuja airport, if you consider the view, you will agree with me that it is an eyesore and doesn't give a good image of a nation. I urge all my colleagues to support this important bill that will transform the country. However, some social media users have posted pictures of Nwaebonyi's village, which they say is worse than the communities is calling for demolition. The picture shared on X shows the poor condition of a lawmaker's own village, in dire need of a facelift as the building are old and ramshackle. In one of the images, some people are seen struggling to get water from what seemed to be a local pond, while the water looks dirty and not fit for human consumption. The social media user wonder why the controversial senator cannot take the kind of development he is clamoring for in the FCT to the local community, since charity should begin at home. Boom. See the village of this accidental Senator Nwaebonyi, who presented a bill to the Senate yesterday to sack villages and communities living close to the Abuja airport because it doesn't like to see ugly houses whenever it's traveling through the airports. PDAPC members lack sense. A poster with the handle Obedient Premier wrote. Another commenter by the name Better wrote, check out the village of the accidental Ebonyi Senator Nwaebonyi, who presented a bill to the Senate to sack communities living close to the Abuja airport because it doesn't like to see ugly houses whenever it's traveling through the airport. Also commenting, Mayor of PDP said, here is the village of our brother, Senator Nwaebonyi, who found himself in the Senate and started behaving like he fell from the moon. It was he who presented a bill to the Senate to sack communities living close to the Abuja airport because it doesn't like to see ugly houses. Another person by the name Liberated Soul also wrote, here is the village of the accidental Senator Nwaebonyi, who presented a bill to the Senate yesterday to sack communities living close to Abuja airport. Imagine. You guys, before we go, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Hussein Ali says, what a shame. Where has the senator been dumping all federal constituency project money given to him? No borehole, no pipe, born water. How can his people still be going to file or stream to fetch water in this modern age? His community is even more of shanties compared to the suburbs of Abuja. We are clamoring for a facelift for community in Abuja because you don't like the sight of it. Whereas your own village does not even look better off. Your village looks worse off. In this 21st century, people of his village, they are still going to the stream to fetch water, and look at the dirty water that they get from the stream. And I'm very sure that, some of them would drink the water. Chikwe John says, it's not his village. There, boreholes. In his village, though not enough. Dave says, human beings can misuse mouth and position. This young boy likes blabbing. What a shame. Leonard says, at this point, I suggest they change his seat in the chambers at the back seat until he apologizes to Abuja residents he insulted. Abdul Abubakar says, imagine people who leave their villages tattered and come to Abuja to canvass for cleanliness when theirs generates sickness to the people they represent. Lastly, from Rasaki John, he says, so he wants to send them away from their fathers and inherited land and relocate them to a strange land in the bush because he wanted to beautify FCT Airport. God will fight for the poor, and he will replace you with a nice person who cares for the well-being of the poor in the next election in the name of Jesus. Senator from hell. This one is Senator from hellfire. Let's take a look at another comment from Oputa, who says, this Nwaebonyi is so reckless and unrespectable in his words and actions. He thinks he has arrived, and so therefore it is his time to be seen and heard always. Well, this is for you, Mr. Senator. The tortoise that is dancing exuberantly around a pot of cold water that has just been placed on fire has forgotten that it is just a matter of time, and the cold water would begin to boil, will then pose an imminent danger to his well-being and life. Chidi says, Abuja is the first time this lazy man visited a developed city in Nigeria. Nobody should blame him because it doesn't know what he's doing. Another comment from Kingsley says, if this is true, I am disappointed with this young man because with his level, there should be boreholes around there that people wouldn't go fetching this kind of water in this modern age. You all, let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.